Hello everyone, myself Shubham Chattopadhyay. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to another video. Today we will discuss about the third part of 1D motion. Here we will discuss about the remaining four quantities, that is speed, velocity, acceleration and retardation. In the previous video we have discussed about types of 1D motion and about displacement and distance. Today our second quantity, speed. Speed is the distance travelled by an object per unit time. As distance is a scalar quantity, speed is also a scalar quantity. That means speed has no direction part, it has only the magnitude part. Suppose an object travelled 1 L distance in t time, so the speed of this object is v is equals to distance by time, that is L by t. The units of speed are centimeter per second in CGS system, meter per second in SI system and feet per second in FPS system. The dimension of speed, as we know that speed is equals to distance by time, so the dimension of speed is equals to the dimension of distance and divided by the dimension of time, that is L by t, that is L t inverse. This is the conversion method between three systems. 1 meter per second is equals to 3.28 feet per second is equals to 100 centimeter per second. Now average speed and instantaneous speed. If an object travels same distance in same time interval, then the speed of the object will be called uniform speed. Like an object moves 30 meter in 3 seconds, again after 3 seconds 30 meter in 3 seconds or 60 meter in 6 seconds, then we can say that here the speed of that object is uniform. Again, if an object travels different distance in different time interval, then the speed will called variable speed or non-uniform speed. Like an object travels 20 meter in 2 seconds, then 50 meter in 3 seconds, then 10 meter in 4 seconds. Here we can say that the speed of the object is variable. For variable speed we calculate average speed. Now method of calculating average speed. Suppose an object travels L1 distance in first t1 time, L2 in next t2 time and L3 distance in the last t3 time. So the average speed of the object is V average equals to sum of all distances by sum of the times, that is L1 plus L2 plus L3 divided by T1 plus T2 plus T3. Now instantaneous speed. Let at any instant an object moves del L distance in del T time. Here del T tends to 0. Del T tends to 0 means del T time interval is as small as 0 but not equals to 0. Like if we consider del T as 0.001 second, then we can say that del T tends to 0. Here the speed of the object will be V is equals to limit del T tends to 0 del L by del T, that is by the definition of differentiation we can write dl dt. This is called instantaneous speed. Now the third quantity, that is velocity. The velocity of an object is the rate of change of its position with respect to a frame of reference and is a function of time. Basically the rate of change of displacement of an object with respect to time is called velocity. As displacement is a vector quantity, velocity is also a vector quantity. That means velocity has both magnitude and direction part and it must obey vector algebra. The unit of velocity is same with the speed, as distance and displacement has the same unit, that is centimeter per second in CGS system, meter per second in SI system, and feet per second in FPS system. The dimension of velocity is also same with speed, that is LT inverse. Now, how to express velocity? As velocity and speed is more or less same, and velocity has an extra properties, that is direction, so there are some difference to express velocity and speed differently. Suppose an object moves 3.6 km in 1 hour towards north, so we can say that the velocity of the object is 1 meter per second to the north. If we have to express speed, we just say that the speed of the object is 1 meter per second. For in the case of speed, we have no need to mention the direction, that is to the north, but in velocity it is mandatory to mention the direction, as velocity is a vector quantity. Now, average and instantaneous velocity. The ratio of total displacement and time is known as the average speed. Average velocity. Let an object moves s distance to the east in t time, so average velocity is v average is equals to s by t to the east. The proper way to write the velocity is v with an arrow which shows the direction part and which shows velocity as a vector quantity is equals to s by t. If we want to ignore the direction part, then we can write magnitude of v. This is the way to represent the magnitude part of velocity is equals to magnitude of s, that is the magnitude of displacement, by t. We will learn more about the representation in our vector chapter. Let at any instant del s is the displacement of an object in a particular direction in del t time. Here del t tends to 0. Then the velocity of the object will be v is equals to limit del t tends to 0 del s del t, that is equals to ds dt. Again we get this by the definition of differentiation. Now, uniform and non-uniform velocity. If the magnitude and the direction of velocity remains unchanged, then the velocity is said to be uniform. That is, a car is moving with a velocity 30 km per hour to south. Here the velocity is uniform. Now, if the magnitude or direction or both magnitude and direction of velocity changes with time, then the velocity is said to be non-uniform. That is, a car is moving with a velocity 30 km per hour, then 20 km per hour, and last 24 km per hour to the south. Here we can see that the magnitude of velocity changes with time, but the direction is same. Here the velocity is non-uniform. Again, if we see that a car is moving with 30 km per hour, firstly towards north, then towards south, and then towards west, then we can see that the magnitude of velocity is constant, but the direction will be different with respect to time. Here the velocity will also be non-uniform. Now, uniform circular motion. This is a appropriate example of non-uniform motion. Here an object moves in a circular path. Here the object moves in a circular path. Okay, for an uniform circular motion, the direction of velocity always changes. In every point of the circular path, the direction of velocity will be towards the tangent of the path at that point. That is, suppose at B point The direction of velocity will be towards BE, at C point towards CF, and A points towards AD. BE, CF and AD are the tangent at B, C and A respectively. Now write down the difference between average and instantaneous velocity. The answer of this question will be discussed in the next video. Write down the difference between speed and velocity. Acceleration. If velocity of an object increases with time, then the rate of change of velocity with time is known as acceleration. As velocity is a vector quantity, so acceleration is also a vector quantity. That means it has magnitude and direction part, and it will obey vector algebra. Mathematical form of acceleration is acceleration A is equals to the difference between final velocity and initial velocity divided by the time. The direction of acceleration may be or may not be different from the direction of velocity. If final velocity and the initial velocity has different direction, then the acceleration will have a resultant direction obeying vector algebra. We will study it in the chapter of vector. The unit of acceleration. As acceleration is basically the difference between the velocity ratio between the velocity difference and time, so acceleration, the unit of acceleration will be velocity by time, that is centimeter by centimeter per second by second, that is centimeter per second square in CGS system, meter per second square in SI system, and feet per second square in FPS system. The dimension of acceleration is the dimension of velocity divided by the dimension of time, that is L to the power minus 2. Now uniform and non-uniform, average and instantaneous acceleration. If change of velocity remains same with any time difference, then the object is in uniform acceleration. That is, suppose an object has an initial velocity 20 km per hour. In 2 hours it increases to 30 km per hour, and in 2 hours it again increases to 40 km per hour. In this case we can say that the object is in uniform acceleration. But if the change of velocity becomes different with same time difference, then the object is in non-uniform acceleration. That is, if an object has an initial velocity 20 km per hour, after 2 hours it increases 30 km per hour, and after again after 2 hours it increases to 50 km per hour, then we can say that the object is in non-uniform acceleration. For non-uniform acceleration we calculate the average acceleration of the object, that is AF is equals to the final velocity and minus the initial velocity divided by time. Let at any instant del V is the change of velocity of an object in del t time. Here del t tends to 0, then velocity of the object will be A is equals to limit del t tends to 0 del V del t equals to dv dt. We know that V is equals to ds dt, so we can write ddt of ds dt, that is d2s dt2. That means acceleration is the second order derivative of displacement. Now retardation. If velocity of an object decreases with time, then the rate of change of velocity with time is known as retardation. Retardation means initial velocity minus final velocity by time. We can write that minus of Vf minus Vi by t, that is minus of acceleration. That's why retardation is known as negative acceleration. Now, difference between uniform and non-uniform acceleration. Acceleration due to gravity. It is the free fall acceleration of an object in vacuum without any drag, that is, the steady gain in velocity caused exclusively by the gravitational force of the earth. The direction of this acceleration is always towards the center of earth, that is, perpendicularly downwards to the earth's surface. It has a maximum value at the earth's surface and it decreases by 0.1% with every 3.2 km height from the surface. So we can say that it has a constant value nearer to the earth's surface. The average value of gravitational acceleration is g is equals to 980 cm per second square or 9.8 meter per second square. It has different value in different places on earth's surface, but for easier calculation we consider g as a constant. Now some mathematical problems. We will discuss these mathematical problems and the short questions we have left this video and the previous video in the next video. In the next video we will firstly discuss about these problems and then further continue our lessons. Now the mathematical problems. A small topic I have forgotten to discuss, that is A, that is acceleration is the first order derivative of velocity, as velocity is the first order derivative of displacement, so acceleration is the second order derivative of displacement. And again we can say that if we integrate velocity with respect to time we will get displacement, and if we integrate acceleration with respect to time we will get velocity. In the next video we will discuss about our left questions and mathematical problem, and then further we will proceed to the equations of 1D motion. Please like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you.